Hello everyone, my name's Rumel, and I have a strategy to share with you today that has the potential to have a 100% win rate. Now this strategy only requires 4 Pokemon, so you'll have 2 available slots for Parkling Mons. In addition, this strategy is very easy to pilot, and from its creator has a near 0% fail chance. Basically, the only way you could fail this is with a skill issue. Let's go ahead and get into the Pokemon that you're going to need to bring. Let's talk about the most unique Pokemon first, Gothitelle. You definitely are going to need Naive Nature. It's very important that it has the plus speed, and it's very important that it has the minus special defense. For the stats, you're going to want 31 speed, 0 special defense, as low defense as possible, and at least 10 plus in HP. These are the ideal stats that you want. You're going to need 304 HP, around 189 special defense, around 236 speed. If you can't match this perfectly, this strat might not work. Although we are still in the early testing phase, other things could work. I would just try to get as close to these stats as possible. These are the speed EVs as well. To achieve that, you don't need to use all of it, just 252 speed and 250 HP. The only required moves are going to be Heal Block and Taunt. And for the item, you're going to be running Choice Scarf. Now for backup moves, I do have Psyshock and Psychic, and the ability Competitive. It's also very important for your Gothitelle that you only level it to level 94. I believe level 98 is the cap, however this strategy will not work with level 100, and 94 seems to be the sweet spot. Now let's get on to the main 3. The first one you're going to need is an Aerodactyl. I'm currently running mine with Jolly. These are the stats. The main thing you need is Bulk and 31 speed. These are the EVs, max out HP, and the rest in Bulk. And for moves, you're going to need Wide Guard, Tailwind, Taunt, and I also have Fly. Ability should not matter, but you definitely are going to want to run a Chesto Berry, and this one you can level up to level 100. Here are the total stats in case you need those, and let's move on to the next Pokemon. Krookodile here is going to be your main damage dealer. You're going to want this Adamant for maximum damage, Choice Banded up, and level 100. Here are the total stats on my Krookodile. Here are the IVs. The most important thing is going to be as much attack as possible, lots of bulk, and lots of speed. For EVs on the Krookodile, you're going to want to max out attack, 122 speed EVs, 130 defense EVs, and the rest you can put in HP. The required moves on Krookodile are going to be Earthquake and Crunch. And you also want to make sure you have the Moxie ability. This is very, very important. And for the last Pokemon that you definitely should have if you've already been fighting the boss, you're going to want an Adamant Tyranitar. On this Tyranitar, you're going to need an Air Balloon to avoid the Earthquake damage from Krookodile. You probably want your Tyranitar as strong and as bulky as possible, but this is what I'm running. For EVs, just 252 attack, 252 speed, and the rest in HP. And here are the total stats of my Tyranitar in case you need that. One more time, here are all the natures. Here are all the EVs. Here are all the IVs. Here are all the moves. And here's the final stats. Now, it's important to remember with any strategy that you may suffer some losses during the learning phase. However, I've heard that once you get this strategy down, it's basically a 100% win rate. The Pumpking should be solved. Additionally, with every boss fight, you're going to need to bring lots of cookies. The strategy mainly uses Broom cookies and Pumpkin cookies. You're going to want to bring Revives and Max Revives. You will also need to bring some full heals, Lumberries, or other status clearing items. I'd also recommend some full restores just in case things go wrong. Lots of potions, and you're going to need to bring some X attacks. In addition to fight the Pumpkin, you're going to need at least 1 special candy, and you need to have beaten the boss on easy mode. Now, I actually have not tried this strategy out myself. I'm going to go ahead, follow the text guide, see if we can do it first try. I will also bring in an Alpha Ditto and one of my shinies to try to get a particle on it. Also very important to note that you want to PP max on the Earthquake. That is very important. This strategy will not work without that. Once again, make sure to PP max on the Earthquake. Without further ado, let's go ahead and give this strategy a shot. We're going to feed it a special candy, enable hard mode, and get going. Alright, the first turn's going to be pretty simple. We're going to Wide Guard with the Aerodactyl, Earthquake with the Krookodile, and with the Gothitelle, we are going to Taunt on the Pumpkin. That Krookodile is going to unleash a huge Earthquake, killing both of the adds, which will also boost it with the Moxie proc. And because of the Taunt, the Pumpkin will only go for Gothitelle. Alright, the Taunt wears off, the protective barrier disappears, and then this turn is going to be a little bit interesting. With the Aerodactyl, we actually want to shift with the Gothitelle. We're going to unleash another Earthquake, and then with the Gothitelle, we are going to actually swap with the Tyranitar in the back. Now, because of all this shifting about, Sandstorm is going to come in, the Pumpkin is going to target and miss. The Krookodile is going to unleash an Earthquake, which will miss both of our Pokemon, since Aerodactyl is Flying type and Tyranitar has the Air Balloon. Now it's important to note, if your Tyranitar loses the air balloon or if your Aerodactyl gets changed to Ghost type, you might need to do something different on this turn. However, since that didn't happen, we're going to go ahead, Assurance, Earthquake, and Taunt. Again, that Earthquake is going to come out for massive damage and boost Krookodile up to +4, not affecting either one of the Pokemon that we have in the back, and then Assurance is going to come out for some really, really good chip damage. Pumpking is going to unleash another Hex on the Aerodactyl since it has Taunt up, and then on this turn, we just go ahead and win. We're going to Assurance, Earthquake, and with the Aerodactyl, just heal it on up. I'm going to go ahead and use a Hyper Potion on the Aerodactyl. Perfect. Phase 1 down, nice, quick, and easy. Let's move on to Phase 2. Now Phase 2 is still probably the most RNG dependent phase. It can definitely change, however with this strategy you should still be able to win 100% of the time. Looks like we have a Pump Paladin and a Pump Mage, no worries. With the Aerodactyl we are going to use an X attack on Krookodile, we're going to Earthquake again, and then with the Gothitelle we're going to Heal Block on the Pumpking. Now the Heal Block is the first move that comes out, making sure the Pumpking should not be able to heal this entire phase. The Earthquake is going to come out dealing massive damage on everyone on the field. It's going to take Gothitelle out and both of the adds, but that is also going to supercharge Krookodile up to +5 attack. Now thankfully both my Pokemon dodged the sleep, so we can go ahead and just keep going with the strategy. If you do get slept, you might need to deal with that. Alright, since none of my Pokemon are slept, I'm going to go ahead and Taunt with the Aerodactyl, Earthquake with the Krookodile, and Assurance with the Tyranitar. If your Pokemon do get slept, Phase 2 can take slightly longer, however, it should still be no issue. Taunt is going to prevent Pumpking from using that sleep attack again, and Earthquake and Assurance are going to be dealing massive damage to it. Plus, with the Heal Block up, it's not going to be able to recover. Alright, the Heal Block and the Taunt were off, however, this turn it's very important to not finish off the round. With Aerodactyl's turn, we're actually going to go ahead and eat a Pumpkin Cookie. This will heal up the entire team, getting them prepared for the next phase. With Krookodile, we're going to Earthquake to take care of all of the adds and deal some good damage to the Pumpkin. And then with Tyranitar's turn, we actually need to revive on the Gothitelle, making sure that we have that for Phase 3. Again, you don't need to use a max revive, just a regular revive is fine. Alright, the Earthquake will come out, taking care of both of those adds. Krookodile is now +6 attack, but it doesn't really matter with the Pumpkin so low. Now in this last turn, here comes another sleep attack. Thankfully, I was able to dodge it with 2 of my Pokemon. Regardless, the strategy should still remain the same. If all of your Pokemon get slept, you might need to use a Ghost Cookie on Tyranitar. If a couple of them are slept, you might need to do that. Since it was only my Krookodile that was slept, I'm going to go ahead and use a full heal on that, Earthquake, and Assurance for maximum damage. That is the easiest Phase 2 I have ever had in the entire time I've played this game. Alright, now let's move on to Phase 3, which should be just as simple. Phase 3 has a lot less RNG than Phase 2, so we're going to go ahead and use a Broom Cookie to immediately clear those stats, and get Aerodactyl up to +1 speed. We're going to Earthquake on the entire field, and then with Gothitelle, we're going to go ahead and just like Phase 2, we're going to use an X attack on Krookodile to get it supercharged. So X attacks attack Raise, Broom Cookie comes out, clears all those minus defenses. Gothitelle will go down here, but that's fine, that's totally part of the strategy. Krookodile is going to unleash a huge Earthquake, again clearing all those adds and charging it up. And then we're going to go ahead and send in Tyranitar. Now again, it could potentially matter which stats get lowered on your Pokemon, so you do want to be checking them pretty much every turn in Phase 3. Nothing went wrong on this turn, so with Aerodactyl we need to fix that speed. We're going to go ahead and use a Tailwind, and then we can just start doing damage. Earthquake, and Assurance. Now the Pumpkin is going to foresee a devastating attack, so we need to finish this round quick. Perfect, we got minus special attack on Krookodile, we just got minus defenses across the board, no issues there. So in this turn with Aerodactyl, we're going to X attack on the Tyranitar, boost that damage even more, Earthquake with the Krookodile, and Assurance with Tyranitar. Earthquake is going to clear out all of the adds, dealing huge damage to the Pumpkin and supercharging it even more. And then Tyranitar is going to come out with that massive Assurance. Now the Eyeball attack is going to come out dealing devastating damage, but it's too little too late for the Pumpkin. He's starting to realize that it's all over for him. As you can see here, after the Eyeball attack, your Pokemon are going to get swapped out. That's totally fine, all part of the strategy. Now here, really the only thing that you need to do is use one X attack on Tyranitar and Crunch. If Tyranitar has other stat debuffs, it might change this thing. Honestly, my Tyranitar is already at +2 attack. That might be totally fine. I think I might be able to just crunch. I don't think I need to use this X attack here, but you want to make sure your Tyranitar is going to be able to finish off the job. With Tailwind up, you should outspeed, and there's no ads on the field to mess you up. I'm going to go ahead, follow the strategy just for overkill. We're going to use an X attack. With the Ditto, I'm just going to shift for the hell of it. We're going to use Crunch on the Pumpking for the win. I accidentally misclicked and clicked Assurance, but that's totally fine. As you can see, even with my skill issues, that was an absolute cakewalk. Following this text guide to a T absolutely worked. I can understand with some RNG you may need to pivot, you may need to do some other things. However, this strategy makes the hard mode actually easy. Pumpking Stairs, Lifeless No More, we'll get 5 Pumpking goodie bags, and then also particles on all my mons, including a shiny particle on my Tyranitar. Now, it's the first time I've run this strategy. That's pretty exciting to get the shiny particle effect. And I can also sell this Ditto for some additional profit on the GTL, and I particled up one of my shinies. I've tested quite a few different Pumpking strategies over the last week, including what used to be the best strategy, and all of them were quite a headache, quite hard to run. Now with the Pumpking nerf and this new strategy, the Pumpking has basically been solved. Go ahead, start grinding the Pumpking, and see what treats you can pick up along the way. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below if you're having success with this strategy, or if you're running into any roadblocks with specific RNG. Be sure to ask in the comments down below. Either myself or someone else might be able to help out. Again, huge shout out to Turtle and Xanarchy and the other Team Mr. members that helped make and develop this strategy. Turtle was the one that shared it with me and created the text guide. Really appreciate him. He's been grinding the Pumpking the entire time and has a lot of game knowledge that I've leaned on. Again, thank you so much for watching. Good luck to all you out there fighting the Pumpking.